Hello, this is Richard from Deliveroo, and in this video I'm going to be showing you how to edit your landing pages, how to sort of pre-frame the landing page for that fresh traffic from either Facebook or Instagram, and kind of show you some examples of how we try to teach when it comes to framing your landers for specific offers. I'm going to show you an example of a particular grocery offer. I'm also going to explain to you what offers work best for different traffic sources. So which ones are the Instagram offers and which ones are Facebook. And there's also some crossover, right? And I'm going to explain everything in this video for you. So hopefully this is some great value. Hopefully we can see some good profits from you guys off the back of this video. And yeah, this should be of great help. I'm excited for this one. Okay, so on the left hand side you can see ClickFunnels, and on the right hand side I have got my code editor. In this example I'm using brackets, but it's also Sublime Text. So I know that Colin uses Sublime Text, but I just prefer brackets, but you can try both and decide which one you prefer. Editing things are pretty straightforward, and I'm going to show you how to edit both sides, both the ClickFunnels and both the code editor too. So the first thing that I want to explain with you guys is the importance of pre-framing for your offers. So here's an example of an offer from Big Bang Ads. So be in the final draw to win a gift card, £800 from the grocery store Tesco. So Tesco is quite a big supermarket brand in the UK. So it's well known, quite established. So everyone that's essentially coming to this offer will know who Tesco is. So instinctively, because the brand has no issues with reputation, your goal as the affiliate is to both build trust for the user, and at the same time, alongside building trust, you want to essentially ensure that the traffic has been warmed up. They are ready to go and they're excited for what's coming up next. They kind of believe they are fully convinced by the funnel, and they're ready to submit their information and go through to the next step as desired. This is the aim of the funnel. So this is an example of a grocery offer. Now with Instagram, here are some examples of the sort of offers that work well on Instagram. I'm going to show you exactly what offers work well on Facebook too in a moment. Just pull that up. So fashion does pretty well on Instagram. Trips, so win a trip to Bali, win a trip to Australia, win a trip to Paris. Those sort of offers work really well on Instagram. Gaming offers, win 500 euros PS store credit, for example. It does well on Instagram. So department, can't spell. Department, essentially anything that's within sort of a department store. So like win Cadbury's, chocolates, things of that nature. They also do quite well on Instagram. And finally, theme park offers. Oops. So all of these offers we would advise that you run on Instagram. They do really well on Instagram, and we would recommend these as to go-to offers when you're running Instagram campaigns. Now, with Facebook, some offers do cross over, but it's slightly different because the audience is different and what they expect is different. So with Facebook, you're looking at groceries. So the initial example that we're going to be going through in this video with the Tesco's grocery store, that does well on Facebook. Fuel, so like win a year's supply of free petrol, that does well on Facebook. Theme parks also does well, and fashion also does well. Right? So department, just to clarify, department also kind of crosses over with food and things of that nature. Now, Instagram's traffic tends to be of much of a younger audience, and not only is it that they're younger, they are a bit more time poor when it comes to the usage of that social platform. So because they're time poor, they really just want to get through things as quickly as possible, get through to the value, and kind of like submit the information, right? As long as they are convinced within the funnel. That's not assuming. That's not telling you to direct link on Instagram. That will just cause crazy problems for you in the first place. But it's not saying that Instagram's traffic is stupid. It just says that they use the platform differently in the sense that they want to move faster. They need less nurturing to get to the affiliate offer. Whereas with Facebook, the traffic tends to be traditionally much of an older audience that are quite active, and they want to take a bit more time to kind of, they want to get convinced a bit more about the offer. So there's more questions in the Facebook funnel, and the questions are slightly different. Instagram has a structure of 2 questions that we always ask, whereas Facebook has 3 questions which can rotate depending on the offer. Okay, so the best way to see Instagram and Facebook will be like using a dating platform. So imagine Instagram more towards a Tinder generation, and Facebook is more towards the Match.com. Instagram, quick swipe, 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 swipe. You want to get to the value as quickly as possible. Facebook, you're taking more time, it's longer conversations. They still want to get the end goal is the same, but they want to take a bit more time with how they process things. So let's see this in real life in this example. So I've got a Instagram template already open, and this has already been edited, but we're going to build one based on this offer. Okay, so when editing the template for Instagram, what we need to do is select Instagram template, and then click edit page, and that will pull up a page that looks like this. So then you will then want to sort of enter a title that's relevant, that matches exactly what the offer says. So be in a final draw to win a gift card, £800, so £800 gift card. So if you go back to the page, win a £800 Tesco gift card, perfect. And with the questions on Instagram, we always only ask 2 questions for Instagram, and those questions are: how did you hear about the offer? Where the first answer is always the correct answer, and the 4th answer is always going to be other, right? And the second question is: where are you from? And that could be a country, and that the first answer again is a country that you're running the traffic in, and the 4th answer will be other, and the middle 2 will just be some random things that are relevant, but obviously not the answer. Don't want to cause any confusion. I'm going to make it very straightforward. So here's an example of how we should be doing this one. So where are you coming from? Let's see if this opens up. This should be the second question. So I'm going to pull that down. And how did you hear about the offer is the first question. How did you hear about the offer? Let's enter in some options. So let's say we're running this in the United Kingdom. So whoopsie. So where are you coming from is where we should be entering the countries here. So this is currently incorrect, and what we need to do is update this for the countries, and I'm going to show you exactly how that looks like. So let's start off with this one. How did you hear about the offer? So this is where you enter in Instagram, Snapchat, Facebook, other. And you don't want to do anything weird, like say something like Instagram, Snapchat, MySpace. Because then it's like, whoa. MySpace hasn't been used for 10 years, especially in the United Kingdom, or more than that. So don't do anything to throw people off. Keep things straightforward. Don't try to be over clever, over complicated. Keep it straightforward, keep it simple, follow the structure, and things should work out. All right? So you want to have the answer first, which is Instagram, because Instagram traffic. Other, always the last question. And the 2 in the middle, as you please. Do as you please, but don't do anything weird. Keep it simple. Make sure these are other social platforms. Okay? And then the second question, where are you coming from? This is where you put in the geos. All right? So where are you coming from? United Kingdom, because it's a UK offer. Then we can put in Italy, United States, and then we can have other in terms of the different sort of countries, right? So very straightforward in terms of that. And the whole point is that we want to make it quite convincing, and also we want to kind of build some level of excitement. So win a £800 Tesco gift card, blah blah blah. And also, if you want, you can also edit the colors of this sort of border. So select that. So make sure that you've hovered over the entire sort of section in ClickFunnels. So I've got the entire section up. Press that gear icon. I believe I need to go to advanced. Yep, and then color, and then edit that as you please. Okay, so you can grab the color if you have like an extension. Grab the color, a color from this page. You can match it with this particular blue, and that allows the message match to be in sync. And you can even if you want to update the text, etc., etc. You can go all out on this one. Okay, so the whole point of this is to build excitement. I'm just going to save this, and then we're going to preview this lander, and I'll show you how it works in real time. So, okay, let's see if we can get up a mobile view as well. Okay, so that's just loading up on my end. Okay, so we've got that all loaded up nicely. So if we just test this software out, so we're going to click on Instagram. You can see the bar pretty much load. I'm not sure why that is currently in black. Probably need to do some editing to the actual survey and the options and the themes. We can update that. But anyway, United Kingdom is the first answer. And that's exactly what they're going to select. They're from the UK, they're not from Italy, not from the United States. Fairly straightforward. And as soon as they click this option, they will then be redirected to the affiliate offer, which is on this page. And that will be through your click URL that you've grabbed from your tracker. So as soon as that click goes through, in your tracker, it will be a click through to the affiliate offer. And then if they convert, you get the conversion. As simple as that and as straightforward as that. So the key thing when you're running campaigns is to constantly keep in mind your affiliate offer lander. All right, remember that this is just the pre-lander. What you create there is the pre-lander. If they don't convert on this final page on the left-hand side that I've got for the Tesco gift card, then you do not get any money. Right? So you want to make sure that everything gets synced up correctly and there's a good level of message match. So if you need to update the colors, and that should be fairly straightforward for you. So that's an example of an Instagram type of campaign, right? So just remember with Instagram, we have the two questions, okay? Now, when we are dealing with Facebook, I'm going to edit this exact template just for this example. When we're dealing with Facebook, things are a bit different, okay? In the sense that with Facebook, our focus is on kind of convincing them a bit further. So there's a little bit more detail that's required to get the conversion over the line, get to the ROI that you need to run successful CPA marketing campaigns. So I'm going to show you an example of how we would pre-frame this particular offer. So we could start off with a simple question, such as, what's your favorite grocery store? But if it's in the UK, as I'm British, I'm from London, I know that we don't use the word grocery, so that might seem strange straight away. So I would say something like, what's your favorite supermarket? Right? So again, it's important that your message stays in sync with the traffic, stays in sync with the offer. Because if you have a message that syncs up well with both the traffic and the offer, you've got a converting funnel. It's as simple as that. So make sure you have everything in mind. Don't just assume people are just going to convert for the sake of it, because that's not how you build successful campaigns. Successful campaigns are built. So you need to focus on building this, because there are winners and there are losers, and we want you to be a winner. So really focus on building this out. So what's your favorite supermarket? The first answer, again, is going to be potentially the right answer. So in this case, it could be Tesco. And we're looking at, let's put Asda. And then we could put Morrison's. I believe Morrison's is spelled like that. Let me just double check on my other screen. So Morrison's. Yep, correct. So Morrison's, and then you have other as the second question. Very simple. And then for the second question, I previously said you have other as the fourth answer. That was what I was supposed to say. Lost my train of thought. So the second question, you want to say something like, something to kind of convince these guys, right? You want to kind of get them enticed, get them excited. I potentially could win 800 euros with a Tesco gift card. So you say something like, what do you usually buy, right? And you want to message match that with actual parts of the Tesco supermarket. So that is pre-framing the conversion, because you're now making them think about what things they could buy with the money. So what do you usually buy, right? And I would go onto the Tesco website, and I'd look at the categories that Tesco have. So I've got the Tesco official website open, and I'm in the grocery section, and they have fresh food, bakery, frozen food, drinks, health and beauty, right? So I would probably grab, let's say, fresh food. I'd grab bakery. I'd grab frozen food, and I'd have other. Right? Very simple. So we're going to show you in real time here. So what do you usually buy? Fresh food, bakery, frozen food, and then other. Again, my message is matching directly with the actual website. So let's say this user, the person that's visiting your landing page, they potentially go to Tesco on a regular basis, because people do their shopping on a regular basis, and they may shop online most likely if they're interacting with Facebook, right? So they've most likely seen the messages. So that's providing positive triggers for the campaign. Apologies for that. That was my phone once again. It's a lot of business going on, a lot of stuff with the campaigns. Anyway, so it's just important that your message stays in sync at all times, okay? So what do you usually buy? Now the person's getting some excitement going on. And now the next question, this is where we really draw the trigger and we really help boost the conversion. So the final question that I would say at this point would be, how much do you spend per month? And I've put maybe on, and in this context you can put groceries, because in the UK we do say groceries in this context. We wouldn't say what's your favorite grocery store, but we would say, do you do groceries? We can say it in that context. So yeah, that's completely fine. Or you can even say, if you want to be really prudent and be really safe, you could just say, how much do you spend per month on food? Simple as that. So most likely they want this offer to get some food. So you put £100, £100 for the British folks. Put 200. No, I would put around 200. Around 200. And I put around 300. And then other. It's just an example, and that way they're now excited because wow, like I spend around 200 and I potentially can get an 800 gift card. Why wouldn't I provide my information? So now we kind of pre-frame the offer. Let's go through the questions once again, which we've asked. So what's your favorite supermarket? What do you usually buy? And how much do you spend per month on food? Alright, so now that I've shown you how to edit the questions inside ClickFunnels, for those that are intending on running super fast landing pages, you're probably going to be focused on setting up the Amazon S3 if you haven't already, and it's going to be important that you know how to edit the Amazon S3 landing page. So I'm going to give you a live example. So let's have a look here. So here I've got my code editor. So let me just show you exactly how I do this. So say you've got your code editor open. All you need to do is go to open. So I've selected open. This is my template, and you just need to select your index.html. All right, and that's it. You can then edit the index.html fairly easily. If you want to get all the files open, so your CSS, IMG, which are your images, and the JavaScript, then what you need to do is in your code editor, you want to select open file, and you want to grab this entire lander template, and you'll be able to open the whole template if you select, you select open folder, not open file. You want to select open folder, grab the entire template that you're going to be using, or your lander, whatever you decide to use, and you want to grab the entire folder, and everything will be pulled in. And that's exactly what I've done. Hence why on this side you can see all the different files that are within that folder for the landing page. Okay, so now if I want to, I'm actually going to show you how the lander actually looks like in live. So let me pull that up. So if I select that, so here we've got our lander. Place the lander on the left, and I'm going to place this on the right. So I've got my landing page open, and I'm scrolling down, and I can see sort of header. So let's select this. It's showing me exactly, it's highlighting on the left hand side what part I'm going to be editing. Okay, so you can then update as required. So you could be selected for a chance to win Walmart gift cards worth $500, blah, blah, blah. So if you are going to be running sort of different offers with this template, you will want to essentially update this and be able to update this fairly easily. So if you want to update the questions, so like let's say you want to run 3 questions instead of 4, all you need to do is just delete the questions and the associated div tag with that question. So as you can see, this question 4, so the question 3 of 4, question 4 of 4, that's the tag that is inside. So you can see the close bracket here, and we see the open bracket here. So this highlights because I'm opening, and you can see the question inside. So you want to delete that whole thing. So now the whole thing has been deleted. So if I come here to the question on the left hand side, select, 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 and then it goes through to the offer. Okay, just refresh that quickly. If you want to make edits to this lander, for example, I want to change that from 1 of 4 to 1 of 3. I'd go find the 1 of 3, so 1 of 4, make that update, 2 of 3, and then 303. And this essentially will be your Facebook lander because it's 3 questions. And if you remember, with Instagram, we have 2 questions. So to delete another one, as you would with Instagram, select that div tag, make sure that it's covering that particular question. So the 3rd question, and I'll delete that entire thing. Delete, and now I'll have 2 questions. Let me just update this, 2 of 2, 1 of 2. And then you can use the same questions that we previously used in the ClickFunnels example inside this funnel. And to edit questions, you'd go, so as I'm doing question 1 of 2. Now if you want to have an Instagram style question, which would be, how did you hear about this offer? I will show you. So how did you hear about this offer? And as you can see, that changes live on the actual landing page. So let's have a look how this should look on mobile. So if I bring that in, this kind of shows you the mobile view of that particular lander. Awesome. Okay, so if you're going to do anything such as change images for a lander like this, so if you want to change, if you want to change this logo, for example, you want to change images here, you don't need to, but let's say you're in a particular geo where people essentially do not look like this or don't have names that match this. What you want to do is you want to scroll down. So I'd look for Barbara B. So I'd actually just click on this, press Command F if you're using a Mac or Control F if you're using a Windows. And then I'd enter the name. So I'm going to put my screen a bit lower so you can see in the recording. So when I press Command F, I was able to see this. I'm using a Mac. So if I put Barbara, so now I can see the Barbara B. So if I make a change, let's call her, for example, Sandra D. Updates, and that's it. You'd update it live in the lander. So this isn't, by the way, on the left hand side, this isn't actually the live site. You still need to go into your Amazon F3 and upload the file, the updated file for your lander. In this video, all I'm doing is showing you how to edit the lander per se. Okay, so then you can even update the text by updating this here. Now, if you want to change the images, what you want to do, just go to images here. And this is the image that you could change. So the best way of changing out images will be doing this. So I'll go into the folder with the images. So let me just pull that up. Looking for the folder. Cool, awesome. So I've got the folder with the images. So all I need to do is drag another image inside this this folder and change the name for that image to 1 and delete this image. So I delete this image and put another image in and title that image 1, because that number 1 is what is represented inside of the code. And what I mean by that is, I'll show you exactly. Let's have a look. Okay, I think I accidentally just deleted the lander. One moment. Okay. Okay, found it again. Awesome. Alright, so if you go back to index HTML, I'm going to show you where the image would be. Okay, so I search IMG, and this represents the image. If I hover over that, that's the image live in the code. You don't need to edit this directly. You just need to work inside of the file. So I'll show you exactly what I mean. So I'm opening up. Put this there. Cool. So now I have this is the folder, Lander 1 template. Open up, these are the images that are inside the Lander. To show you an example, what I could do is I could search young girl blonde hair. I'm not saying this is the best method that you use when it comes to adding images for this particular Lander, but I'm just showing you as an example of how it would work. So I would just grab, okay, maybe not young because it's a bit too young. It's not realistic at all. All right, let's just go for anything right now, just for the example. But ideally, you wouldn't want to pick a picture like this. It looks a bit fake. Yeah, it doesn't look realistic because she looks a bit potentially too good looking. All right, so I then go into image, and then let's say I want to replace this image, the first one, so this one here. I can just do that, click on that, and it will press save, and it should ask me if I want to replace. Okay, so the reason, now this is a good thing that's just happened here. So the reason why I was able to add that file without having to update this one or replace this one is because if you look closely, PNG and JPEG and PNG files, two different types of image files. So you want to make sure that the image matches the PNG file or whatever files in the Lander. So I would update this to match JPEG, and then match PNG, and then it should prompt me to replace. Yeah, so use PNG. Okay, so I need to delete this file first. So delete that. Boom. Put PNG. Use PNG. Okay, great. Now let's head back to Lander and see if this lady is on the Lander. Let's refresh. Okay, the wrong Lander. Okay. Yep. Now we can see the lady I just added. She's inside the Lander, and it matches exactly what we were looking for. So what I'd recommend for you to do when it comes to updating things like images, you want to make sure that the image dimensions match exactly any new image you add matches the same dimensions of the existing images. So I'll show you how that could be done. So this is using Max. I'd get info, and I'd find out that the dimensions are 100 times 100. So I would go in a tool such as canva.com, create a new image with 100 times 100 dimensions, and I'd then paste an image like this inside that, save it as a PNG in Canva, then I'd drag it back into this folder, and it would match the corresponding dimensions. As you can see, the height doesn't match with these other ones, and it's a small thing, but I like to care about the detail because detail matters, right? 5%, 10% makes a real big difference when you're running high volume campaigns. Okay, so this covers editing the landing page, this covers the framing of landing pages, and it covers the differences between Instagram and Facebook.